Hello everyone and welcome to SimpliCode's YouTube channel. Kaushal this side and I hope you guys are doing well. Today we'll be taking you through HTML form elements. Forms play a vital role in every website. We need them for different purposes like for user login, sign up and for reviews as well. In this video tutorial, we'll go through form elements in HTML. We'll see which elements are used within the form tag in HTML. But before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon to never miss any updates on programming videos. So without any further delay, let's get started. We came across HTML form attributes in the previous video. We saw how certain attributes are used within the form tag. Now that we have a good idea about them, so let's move ahead and we'll go through certain form elements present within the form tag. Elements in HTML refer to the collection of a start tag, its attributes, an end tag, and everything in between. We have come across several tags till now. We don't even know the actual numbers, right? So let's move ahead in this video and we'll go through some elements which are used within the form tag to create a form in HTML. The first element we'll go through is the label element. This element is used to define a label for several form elements. For example, if we are creating a form for a username, so we have to tell the user about it that this particular area is for entering the username, right? So this element is also useful for screen readers. Now let's use this element here and you guys will understand it much better. So we'll move to the body tag of a HTML document and we'll create a form first. So this is our form element. Now inside this, we are going to use the label element first. So we'll write over here label and let's say a label name is first name. Fine. Now save the program and you can see here on the browser that we have this label name as first name. If your screen reader is on, then it will read it loudly. We have to use this label element for every text box we are using in our form. Then only the user will understand where and what to fill in a form. Our next task is to make space for the user to fill out the form. Now we need a text box or something, right? So for that we use the input tag. So we'll write over here after this label element, we'll use the input element or input tag we can say. So we'll write over here input type is equals to let's say text for first name. Then we'll write name over here as ABC and we'll write over here placeholder as enter first name. Fine. Now close this input element. The input element is used to create text boxes on a web page. The type attribute plays a vital role here. We can assign different values to this attribute. For example, here we have used the value as text. So it will allow the user to input their name in the text box. Apart from text, we can use values like numbers, passwords, and email. So save the program and you can see here we have this text box with a message which says enter first name. This message is nothing. If you click over here and write something, you can see that this particular message is now disappeared. So this is how we can create an input box or we can say a text box in a web page using the input element. The button element is the next most important element we need within a form to submit it. We can add a button to a form by two different methods. We can either use the input element for the same or we can use the button element separately. So let's go through both the methods simultaneously. So what we'll do is we'll add two buttons over here. One is for login and the other one is for sign up. Fine. So what we'll do is we'll write over here after this input element. Let's create a button. So we'll write over here input. Now we'll define the type as button for this one and we'll write over here value. Value is going to be let's say login. Then close this input tag, save the program and you can see the login button present over here on the browser. Let's put some space before it so that it will be seen in another line. So we are using the break tag over here. You can see the login button over here. And then we are going to put one break tag again. So save the program now and it looks good now. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to use the button element now. So we'll write over here button. We are going to define the type as button only and we'll close this button tag. So the name of the button will go here between the button elements. So we'll write over here sign up and save it now. And here you can see we have another button present over here on the browser. Now the working of these buttons depends on the JavaScript part. So we have to use the on-click method or other methods to make them work. So for now we are going to leave it as it is because we are going through the HTML part only. So here are the two buttons we have used in our forms. Now moving ahead, we'll now go through the select element. You must have noticed somewhere that we need to choose an option in a form. Like we have several options present and we need to choose one out of all the options. The select element is used for this purpose. So let's use it over here and we are going to use the select element before the buttons. So we are going to use it over here. We are going to write select. Now we are going to close this select and let's do one thing. We are going to use the break tag first here. Save it. And here you can see we have this drop down button present over here. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a label first for this select element. So we are going to use the label over here and let's say we are writing over here choose a language. Save it now and here you can see we have this choose a language label present here right next to a select element. So we'll use colon over here. Save it now. Now we are going to provide options for this drop down. So for that we are going to use the option element, which is another important element present within the form elements. So we are going to write over here option and we are going to write, let's say C++ is our first language. So here you can see we have C++ over here. Let's use the value attribute within the option element. So we'll write over here the value as C++. Then we'll add another option. We are going to define the value for that one as well. So we'll write over here value. Value is going to be, let's say, JavaScript. This is our second option. So we'll write JavaScript here as well. Then we'll move ahead and create another option with value as, let's say, Java. And finally, let's add the last one over here as Python. Fine, so we'll write Python over here and we'll write Python here as well. Save it now and here you can see we have this drop down list. So we have four different options. We have C++, JavaScript, Java and Python. Fine, we can choose any one, then click on any button and the form will function accordingly, according to the JavaScript part basically. Now the text area element is used for long inputs like addresses or something. In this element, we need to define the number of rows and columns for the whole text area. So let's go through it quickly and you guys will understand it much better. So we are going to use it after this select element. We don't have to do much of a task for this text area element. Just right here text area. Then we have to write here name as, let's say, message for this text area element. Then we have to define the rows. Let's say rows are 30 and columns. Fine. So we have to write here calls. Calls are going to be 30. And let's use the placeholder property or attribute here. So we'll write over here enter address and close it. Fine, save it now. And here you can see we have a text area present with enter address written inside it. So what we can do is we can use the label element over here again. So we'll write over here label and let's say we are writing address over here. Fine, save it now and here you can see address. For address we have this text area present. Fine, so let's make it look a little bit tidy. We'll use the break element over here and you can see it's working fine now. Now the next two elements we will use are the field set and the legend element. The field set element is used to group related data in a form and the legend element defines a caption for the field set element. So let's go through the syntax directly. We'll keep everything present here inside the form within the field set element and then give it the heading. So what we'll do is we'll write inside the form tag, we'll write field set and we are going to keep it inside a field set. So we are going to put this over here, save it, and here you can see this box over here, right? Now we are going to use the legend element as well. So we'll write here legend, and inside here we'll write personal info. Fine. Here you can see the heading present within the border of a form. So guys, these are some of the elements we can use within the form tag in HTML. I hope you guys got it. So that's all for this video, guys. See you in another session. If you enjoyed watching this video, then do give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts, do let us know in the comments below. Please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe SimpliCode. Thank you.